Hello everyone and welcome back to the Perfect French with Dylane. Today we're gonna learn 6 common mistakes you can avoid. In French, of course. There is no PDF on first day, but all the sentence I'm going to give you right now, everything is gonna be in the description box. All the video I'm going to refer in this video are all going to be in the description box as well. However, if you want to get all the other PDF about grammar, vocabulary and everything, you can go to my website theperfectfrench.com, and there you can also register to get the free ebook 500 most common French verbs. This week on Monday we saw how to use should in French. Yesterday Wednesday we saw the United States in French, every single state, if it's feminine, masculine and how to pronounce it. One of the most common mistakes I hear is the difference between already or ever. I talked about it in a video last week, if you follow me, if you remember. So what I want to talk today about is the word déjà. Déjà, which means already. So for example, when you want to say, have you ever ate this? What I hear a lot in French is, as-tu jamais mangé ceci? Jamais. As-tu jamais mangé ceci? Because ever is translated to jamais. Technically this is wrong because we use déjà. We don't use jamais. We don't use ever. So instead of saying as-tu jamais mangé ceci, we say as-tu déjà mangé ceci? Have you already ate this? So déjà, jamais. Big difference. Déjà, jamais. The second mistake I hear a lot is between connaître et savoir. Connaître et savoir. They both mean the same. They both mean to know. They're just slightly different depending on the context. But it's really not hard. It's actually very simple to differentiate them. So if an English speaker wants to say, I know him, usually he will say, je le sais. Je le sais. This is not correct. This is not, you should not use savoir, you should use connaître. Je le connais. Je le connais. Because we talk about a person. Je le connais. So if you want to talk about a person, you need to use connaître. But if you want to talk about a knowledge that you have, something that you know how to do, for example, I know how to cook. We will say je sais cuisiner. Je sais cuisiner. Does that make sense? It's a really easy way to explain it. I mean, there's some slight difference that are a bit complicated than that, but I will say that 95% of the time, if it's a person, it's connaître. If it's knowledge, it's savoir. Remember this like that. Knowledge is le savoir. So the knowledge is le savoir. So if you know how to do something, this is the knowledge. So you use savoir. I hope it helps you. It has been helping a lot of my students to understand the difference, so I hope so. I will probably make another video about that. Let me know in the comment section if you would like it. My favorite. I talked about this one on my video 75 words to not mix up in French. This is one of them, and I think it was important to bring it again because you will understand. So, we have that thing in English when we say, I'm very excited to go somewhere. I'm very excited to do something. I'm very excited for this weekend, blah blah blah. I'm very, very excited, very excited, very excited. Doesn't work in French. Doesn't. No, no. If you translate that, if you say, je suis excité, that means you're sexually aroused. You do not want to say that. You do not want to say, je suis excité ever. Ever, ever, ever. Well, maybe, but not, not in public, not to everybody. So, je suis excité is not correct. You should never say that. Instead, you can say être impatient, être enthousiaste. That's two things that you can replace with it. Je suis impatient. Je suis impatient. Je suis enthousiaste. Je suis enthousiaste. Not je suis excité. No, no. If you have more questions, I would be more than happy to help you in the comment section. Also, I was thinking about doing a video about all the things that we say that have a very sexual connotation that you should not say, because sometimes it's just a word, but if that word is used in a very specific manner, it has a sexual connotation. And I was thinking maybe I should do a video on that so you don't, make this kind of mistakes. Let me know if you would like it. Donc, je suis impatient, je suis enthousiaste. Not the other one. Another thing that I hear a lot is I turned 30. So a lot of people are going to say j'ai tourné 30 ans. J'ai tourné 30 ans. Or to turn in French is really only, to turn. There's not about age, there's nothing like that. J'ai tourné 30 ans. Doesn't work. We use avoir eu. Avoir eu. J'ai eu 30 ans. J'ai eu 30 ans. Not tourner. You don't turn anything in French. J'ai eu 30 ans. Numéro 5, I miss you. This one is quite difficult to understand, and I had the same problem when I started to learn English because I could not figure out I miss you thing. Yeah, I was saying you miss me. So if you translate in French, it's je te manque. Je te manque. Which is not correct. We say tu me manques. Tu me manques. So tu me manques, you miss me. I know that doesn't make sense, but like that. Tu me manques. Numéro 6, what I hear a lot as well is to visit. I will visit my grandma this weekend. That's what we will say. A lot of people translate that in French as je vais visiter ma grand-mère ce weekend. Je vais visiter. This is not correct. We say rendre visite. Rendre visite à. Rendre visite à. So when we visit someone, we say rendre visite à. Visiter, like this one, only works if you go to a museum, to a new city, or something like that. It doesn't work for a person. So this one doesn't work. So if we say it correctly in French, we will say je vais rendre visite à ma grand-mère ce week-end. Je vais rendre visite à ma grand-mère ce week-end. I hope all of that makes sense. Let's review very, very quickly. So we don't say as-tu jamais. As-tu jamais, we don't say that. We say as-tu déjà. As-tu déjà. Numéro 2, connaître, savoir. Connaître for person. Je le connais. For person. For everything related to knowledge is savoir. Je sais cuisiner. Numéro 3, we don't say je suis excité. We say je suis impatient, je suis enthousiaste. Numéro 4, we don't say j'ai tourné 30 ans. We say j'ai eu 30 ans. J'ai eu 30 ans. Numéro 5, we don't say je te manque. Je te manque. We say tu me manques. Tu me manques. Numéro 6, we don't say je vais visiter ma grand-mère. We say je vais rendre visite à ma grand-mère. À ma grand-mère. Je vais rendre visite à ma grand-mère. I hope you enjoy, I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if you liked it. Leave me a comment if there is anything else that you struggle with in French, some word that you did were not correct or anything like that. I would love to hear that for another video maybe. You can connect with me on my Instagram, my Facebook page, and this YouTube channel. I try to answer all the comments I get. And I will see you soon for another lesson.